All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashai, Bahashem, Makakadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to us younger brothers, and peace and blessings and salutation to the hopeful elect out there pushing His word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashai, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the believers, the listeners who have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashim Shai. And what I want to get into, all right, this morning is dealing with our King, Yahweh Shai will be exalted in the earth. You know, Yahweh Shai will be exalted in the earth. That's a guarantee, okay, according to the will of the Heavenly Father. All right. So what we're seeing now is the stage is being set for Yahweh Shai to be exalted. You know, Esau in his mind, he thinks the stage is being set for him to roll out this new world order. But no, the exact opposite. All right, the stage is being set for Yahweh Shai to be exalted in the earth, man. You know, you see, because matter of fact, let's go here. When you go to the book of Psalms chapter 46. All right, this is the book of Psalms chapter 46 and verse 10. It says, "Be still and know that I am the Most High. I will be exalted among the heathen. I will be exalted in the earth." Okay, so we don't have to go out and be militant. You know, we don't have to go out and try to start, this big homesteading community and try to do all this on our own. And, we don't have to do all these extra, all right, and out the way, things to try to establish ourselves in the earth. No, Yahweh Shai is coming. He's going to be exalted. Okay, and he's going to establish his people, the remnant, beginning with the remnant of his people. Okay, and rulership, man. Okay, so we don't have to be militant. We don't have to try to start, our own currency and all. We don't have to do none of this madness, man. Okay, be still and know that matter of fact, read it again. It says, Psalms 47:10, "Be still and know that I am the Most High. I will be exalted among the heathen. I will be exalted in the earth." And how is the Lord going to be exalted? Through his son, Yahweh Shai. Okay, the judgments that the Lord is going to bring to the earth leading to Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is going to be highly exalted in the earth, man. Okay, you read this in the NLT. "Be still and know that I'm the Most High. I will be exalted by every nation. I will be honored throughout the world," man. Yahweh Bashim Shai is about to bring honor to his name through his son, Yahweh Shai, man. Okay, Yahweh Shai coming, all right, to make a name for the Father and the Son. You see, he's coming to establish a name for the Father and the Son. Okay, Yahweh Shai, he's coming to put on, man. And he's going to be highly exalted in the earth, man. You see, and right now, who's exalted? All right, the scriptures call what? All right, Amalek, the first of the nations. Okay, right now, he's the first. He's the chief amongst the nations of the earth. Okay, but there's a prophecy. Okay, when you go into the book of Numbers. All right, Numbers 24 and 7, it says, "He," is speaking of Jacob, "shall pour out the water of his buckets, and his seed shall be in many waters." Okay, and that's us being scattered as a people. Okay, and the men of Israel dealing with women of the other nations. That's why you have Israelite foreigners. That's why John seen a vision of Israelites being delivered. Okay, that looked like other nations, spoke other tongues. Okay, but they was Israelites, and they was showing. All right, he was seeing a vision of Israelite foreigners, showing you that our people are scattered throughout the earth, man, looking like these other nations, amongst these other nations, speaking the language of these other nations, but they're Israelites, man. Okay, but we in the time now, the great gathering with the elect. Okay, the elect of Israel from amongst all these heathens are going to be delivered, man. Okay, by who? Our great King Yahweh Shai, as he comes to be honored in the earth, man, amongst everyone. As we're going to get that. Numbers 24 and 7 said, "He shall pour out the waters out of his buckets, and his seed shall be in many waters." I mean, the waters are the people, all right, the women of the other nations. and his king shall be higher than Agag. All right, and who is Agag? It said his king, the king of Jacob, which is YAHAWASHI, shall be higher, okay, than Agag. Well, who is Agag? All right, you go to Agag, all right, which in the Hebrew is Agag, all right, which is what? King of Amalek, okay, spared by Saul but slain by Samuel. He's the king of Amalek, okay. It says uncertain derivation, okay. It says Agag, a title of Amalekitish kings, man. So he's the king of Amalek, man. Okay, and right now the Amalekites are the kings of the earth. The Lord set it up exactly like that right before Yahawashi will come. All right, that these Amalekites, which are Edomites, okay, will be what? Kings of the earth, man. Okay, but when you finish this off, it says his seed, it says, and his king, which is Yahawashi, shall be higher than Agag, and his kingdom shall be exalted, man. The kingdom of Yahawashi. So Yahawashi is coming, and he's going to exalt the government of Israel above, all right, this current government, man. He's going to tear this current government down, man. Okay, with this current government is orchestrated by Amalek, man. These Amalekites, man. They're at the forefront, okay, of this beast system, man. They're at the forefront of trying to establish a technocracy, man. But Yahawashi is going to come in and shatter this man's kingdom, man. Shatter this man's power, and he's going into captivity. Okay, and Yahawashi is going to be exalted, man. Okay, let's go there. Let's go to Isaiah 2:17. It says, and the loftiness of man shall be bowed down, and the loftiness of man, all right, well, who embodies the loftiness of man in the earth? Esau, Edom. He's the father of pride in the earth, man. Okay? And it says, and the haughtiness of men shall be made low, and the Lord alone, the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahawashi alone, okay, shall be exalted in that day. Shall be exalted in that day, man. So the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashi alone shall be exalted in that day. Okay? The Heavenly Father gonna be exalted, man. You see, through his son Yahawashi gonna be exalted, man. Okay, so Esau, you know, he built himself up as a god, man, but that's why the Lord is finna embarrass this nigga and bring this nigga down to nothing, man. The Lord finna bring Esau down to nothing. Okay? This is what we finna see happening in the earth, man. The Lord is finna bring Esau to nothing. He's finna embarrass this man and make this man as nothing, man. Okay? This is what we're finna see established in the earth. Alright? As Esau is brought low by being judged, Yahawashi is going to be brought high. Going to be exalted, man. Alone. Okay? It's going to be nothing beside Yahawashi in that day, man. Okay? And it's going to be known that he's doing this in what? The name of his father, Yahweh, man. Yahweh going to be exalted, man. Yahawashi going to come put on, man. Okay? It says, in the idols he shall utterly abolish. It says, and they shall go into the holes of the rocks and in the caves of the earth for fear. You see that? Of the Lord and the glory of his majesty when he arises to shake terribly the earth, man. Okay? So Yahawashi is coming with all this power, man, and it's going to shake the earth, man. The nuke's going to be hit. Yahawashi and the chariots going to be getting busy, man. The elites ain't ready for this, man. Okay? They started something that they're nowhere near ready for, man. And they're just going to continue to get embarrassed on the global stage, man. And Yahawashi is going to embarrass them niggas the most, man, by destroying all this madness that they built. America going to be melted, man. Turned to a desert. Okay? All this wicked, you know, infrastructure, and these things going to be melted, man, be destroyed, man. Okay? So, let's go from there. All right, because when you go to real quick, the book of Philippians chapter 2. Okay, and this gonna happen, man. Philippians 2 and And 9 it says, wherefore the Most High also have highly exalted him and given him a name which is above every name. Now let's get this word name. Okay, the Most High exalted YAHAWASHI. See, when the Most High exalts something, man, nothing can be done about it. Okay? The Lord finna exalt YAHAWASHI, and he finna exalt his people, man. You see, our glory come after this, man. And there's plenty of glory to go around. You see, there's plenty of glory to go around, man, under YAHAWASHI. It says, wherefore also the Most High have given him, all right, a name. Okay? So let's go here.
Strong's G 3686. Anima.
Anima. All right. It says Anima. It says name. All right. It says a proper name. So the proper name is YAHAWASHI. Okay. But when you go into the definition 2, it says a name is used for everything which the name covers. Everything the thought or feeling of which is aroused in the mind by mentioning, hearing, remembering the name. And see, this is how the Lord is finna establish himself. He's finna make a name through this judgment, man. They'll say the Lord is known by the judgment which he executed. Psalms 9 and 16. Okay? So YAHAWASHI is finna come bring all this power. All right? And now the earth, when they think of YAHAWASHI, now they're going to think of this power. They're going to think of the second Exodus, man. They're going to think of America being destroyed. They're going to think of these nukes, okay, flying, okay, throughout the earth, man. They're going to think of that, the earth shaking. That's what they're going to think of when they, all right, think of the names Yahweh and YAHAWASHI in the kingdom. Their name is going to be associated with a great judgment, man, and also a great mercy upon his people, okay? So the names of our power is going to be associated with great judgment. They're going to know, okay, he don't play that shit. Okay, they going to know. The Heavenly Father, his son, they do not get this shit. Okay? They going to set the precedent, all right, hey, day one. It says, remembering the name for one's rank, authority, interest, pleasures, command, excellence, deeds, etc. Okay, excellence, deeds, etc., man. Pleasure, commands, excellent deeds, rank, authority. So he has a name, a rank, authority that's above every name, man. Okay? The Heavenly Father gave this YAHAWASHI the highest rank that you can have, the highest authority that you can have in existence, man, outside of himself. Okay? And that name, the authority, that rank is going to be exalted in the earth. Okay? Through what? A waging a righteous war. It says that at the name, verse 10, Philippians 2 and 10, that at the name of YAHAWASHI, every knee shall bow of things in heaven and things in the earth and things under the earth, and that every tongue should confess that YAHAWASHI HaMashiach is Lord, to the glory of the Most High the Father, man. To the glory of the Most High the Father. You see? So this is where we at, man. Every knee gonna bow, man. All creation is gonna bow and reverence YAHAWASHI, man. When he comes and judge the earth in righteousness, man. You know, as he's coming to put things back in his rightful order. Okay? So yeah, just wanted to go into that, man. Our King YAHAWASHI is finna be exalted, man. Okay? The name of our Heavenly Father is finna be exalted, man. Okay? So Lord will, you brothers, alright, and you sisters are edified, you know. Till next time, say Shalom, Kwam Yashala, Abba Soon, Shalom.